Oh, I should probably upload. So upon creating our account, launching Pokemon Planet, and finishing creating our character, our first task is to head over towards Professor Oak's lab to receive our starter Pokemon. In this game, the choices go up until Generation 6, so feel free to pick any starter. For me, I decided to go with Snivy, as it learns the move Growth and Mega Drain quite early on, which are two moves that help defeat the first two gyms easily, especially Misty. After choosing our starter, let's make our way towards Route 1. If you aren't familiar with the map, you can press M on your keyboard to pull up the Kanto region map. With each route with wild bushes, simply type /Pokemon in chat to see which Pokemon are available in that area. If there is a Pokemon that you really want to catch, go ahead and do so. But once finished, we'll continue our journey towards Viridian City. Once we have reached Viridian City, it's always a good idea to check into a Pokemon Center, because if all your Pokemon faint during battle, you'll respawn at the last visited Pokemon Center. Since the Viridian City gym is currently inaccessible, we'll move forward towards Route 2 and make our way through Viridian Forest. Once we have reached Viridian Forest, we'll start seeing Pokemon trainers. It's a good idea to battle all these trainers to get EXP and money, as we'll need roughly around 70 to 80,000 for our Kanto. If your starter is grass or water type, or doesn't learn a special attack until later on, it's a good idea to catch a Pidgey, because Kakunas and Metapods only know one move, which is Harden, which boosts their defense. So if your Pokemon only knows physical moves like Tackle, you're going to find yourself in a prolonged battle like me. And the worst part was, I couldn't even defeat the trainer because my Snivy was weak to poison, so I spent 10 minutes spamming Tackle for nothing. Viridian Forest can be a bit of a maze, but just head towards the top right and then go left. Don't worry about your Pokemon getting poisoned, as the status effect will be removed after the battle, and you do fully heal when your Pokemon levels up. You will know when you're near the exit when you see an NPC named Bugcatcher Milo. I believe he's currently bugged at the moment, so you cannot accept his quest at this time, but if he's fixed later on, it's a good idea to do his quest, as he used to give you Pokeballs as a reward for 10 minutes of grinding. As we make our way up to Pewter City, this is where we'll encounter our first gym battle, Brock. Make sure you check into the PC, because you do not want to go back through Viridian Forest again if you faint. Rock is a rock type gym, so any starter that is grass or water can breeze through the first gym. However, if you chose a fire starting Pokemon, you may want to level up a bit before challenging this gym, as the moves will be likely super effective against you. Charmander, however, can get through this gym using Dragon Rush. And with that, we've earned our first gym badge. After you've beaten Brock, we head right towards Route 3. With Pokemon Planet currently having no reconnect battle system, if you feel like you're going to lose, you can always simply refresh the page. Keep in mind that by doing so, this will forfeit any rewards for that particular encounter, but it can save us from the hassle of backtracking. Once we've entered Mount Moon, there will be a mining guru at the entrance. I've already have a beginner's guide to mining, which I'll put in the description. It's a bit outdated still, but if you want more information, it's a good place to go to. The cave is a bit like a maze again, so I've decided to put pictures from the guide, so if you get lost, just pause. While in Mount Moon, I encountered a Clefairy, which is quite rare, while my Snivy evolved. Once we're out of Mount Moon, we'll head right towards Cerulean City, where the second gym awaits us. Misty is a water-type gym, which is considered to be one of the harder gyms in the beginning due to Misty's team consisting of 5 Pokemon, and a Starmie which is super fast. If your starter isn't a grass type, I would highly recommend catching an Oddish on Route 24, otherwise over-leveling is always an option. My server just ended up sweeping due to the boost in special attack while using super effective moves. And with that, we've earned our second gym badge. Before heading to Vermillion City, it's essential to travel up towards Route 24, then head right towards Route 25. Again, try battling all the trainers. When you reach the end of Route 25, you'll find a hut where an NPC named Bill resides. Bill will kindly give you an SSN ticket, which is a necessary item to obtain HM cut, enabling you to access the next gym. Once you talk to Bill and receive the ticket, you can opt to rope back, or you can just walk back. I ended up just roping back to save time. As we head down towards Route 5, there will be a guard blocking our entrance, so we must take this building to continue to the underground path. Once we are out and on Route 6, we can just continue down to Vermillion City. Once we are in Vermillion City, make sure you check into the PC, then head into the house left of the PC. Here we will buy a fishing rod for 5,000. This is extremely important as now we will catch the most important Pokemon in this game for our walkthrough, which is Magikarp, which evolves into Gyarados. If you don't want to learn about why Gyarados is one of the best PvE sweepers, a beginner's guide to abilities, natures, EVs or IVs, you can skip to this timestamp. In the Pokemon games, each Pokemon can have 1 or 25 different natures, with each nature influencing 2 specific stats, increasing one while decreasing the other by 10%. Abdomen and Jolly are considered to be one of the best natures for Gyarados, because Abdomen increases Gyarados' attack stat while lowering its special attack. Since Gyarados is normally used as a physical attacker, this nature boosts its already high attack stat, allowing it to deal even more damage with physical moves without lowering any useful stat. Jolly increases Gyarados' speed stat while lowering its special attack, making Gyarados much faster and increasing its first strike capabilities. Natures can determine a Pokemon price tremendously, as you cannot change it in Pokemon Planet. Abilities are passive effects that all Pokemon possess. These abilities can have various effects during battle or when certain conditions are met. For example, some abilities might boost a Pokemon's stat, prevent certain status conditions, or have other unique effects. For example, Gyarados possesses 2 abilities, Moxie and Intimidate. Opting for Moxie is our preference, as it boosts Gyarados' attack stat by 1 stage with every direct knockout. As a result, defeating an opponent's Pokemon makes Gyarados even more dangerous, enabling it to hit harder with each takedown. When combined with Dragon Dance, Gyarados' speed allows him to outspeed any Pokemon, while his attack increases with each Pokemon faint, which enables him to be a powerful sweeper. It is important to note, when a Pokemon evolves, its ability slot remains the same. This means a Magikarp with the ability Rattle will evolve into a Gyarados with Moxie. IVs, or individual values, are the second most important thing to a Pokemon before its nature. IVs are hidden values that are randomly generated from 0 to 31 for each stat when a Pokemon is encountered or hatched. The high IV directly contributes to increased stats for a Pokemon. We can compare these two Gyaradoses, who are both fully EV trained and level 100, but the left one has IVs of 0, while the right one has IVs of 31 in all 6 categories. You can see the huge difference as the Gyarados with all 31 IVs has higher stats. IVs can be changed through IV resets, but they can be seen as costly for newer players. EVs, or effort values, are an essential aspect of Pokemon training and play a crucial role in enhancing a Pokemon stat. EVs are a way to customize and optimize a Pokemon streams based on the particular battles and challenges it will face. In Pokemon games, defeating certain Pokemon yields EV points and a specific stat. Each Pokemon can accumulate a total of 510 EV points across all stats, with a maximum of 252 EV points in a single stat. EV training your Pokemon is important, as for every 4 EV points in a particular stat can translate to an additional point when the Pokemon reaches level 100. For Gyarados, a common EV spread physical sweeping roll might be 252 EVs in attack and 252 EVs in speed. Don't worry if your Pokemon has random EV points, as you can always reset them with EV resets. I will also put down a guide in the description for each EV training area. Gyarados is considered to be one of the best sweepers in Pokemon Planet, as its moveset being Waterfall / Aqua Tail, Crunch, Ice Fang, and Dragon Dance offers a perfect blend of stab, coverage, setup, and potential for devastating sweeps. Its powerful physical moves combined with its high attack stat and Moxie ability makes it an S-class Pokemon for PvE. Once you have found yourself a decent magikarp, we will head down towards the SS and pick up HM Cut. Just talk to the sailor, head downstairs, up the ladder, and into the room where the captain will be. If any of your Pokemon cannot learn Cut, it doesn't matter, as having the HM is more than enough to cut these trees. Onto our third gym, Lieutenant Surge, who specialises in electric types. I ended up failing my first attempt because I completely forgot the move Rollout increases in damage with each consecutive use. If you do fail a gym battle, there is a cooldown of 10 minutes before you can attempt it again. As the summer event was still on, I had a unique opportunity to catch a Gyarados. Determining whether or not a Gyarados had the Moxie ability or the Intimidate ability was pretty straightforward, as the game text would indicate whether my Pokemon attack would be lowered or not. I ended up catching a lonely 20/27 Moxie Gyarados, which isn't perfect, but the lonely nature still increases our attack, which makes it very viable. It also came with the move Thrash, which is pretty much like Hyper Beam, but with no cooldown and 100% accuracy. For those watching the video after the summer event, just try fishing up a Magikarp, even though it's more challenging to determine its ability. After waiting 10 minutes, I returned to the gym battle and ended up defeating it by not making the same mistake. And with that, we have earned our third gym badge. After the gym battle, we'll head back to Cerulean City, aka Misty's town, and head right onto Route 9, which will lead us towards the rock tunnel entrance. Again, I will put pictures from the guide showing you how to get through the cave, but once we exit the cave towards Route 10 and into Lavender Town, we will then head left towards Route 8. Another security guard blocks us from entering Route 7, so again we must head into this building and go underground again. Once we have reached Celadon City, our next gym battle, who is Erika, specializes in grass type. My Gyarados ended up being level 27 from battling all the trainers, which gave him the move Ice Fang, which allowed me to sweep through the gym. And with that, we have earned our 4th gym badge. Before we head back towards Lavender Town, we must go retrieve the Silph scope in order to reach the top of Lavender Tower. This is located in the casino, and I'll put pictures from the guide, but in short, we need to find the lift key from one of the Team Rocket grunts, then fight Giovanni to receive the Silph scope. Using a repel is useful if you don't want to fight wild Pokemon. Giovanni is not that difficult as he only has 3 Pokemon, but if you are struggling, overleveling Gyarados is always an option. Once we have the Silph scope, we'll head back towards Lavender Town and head towards the top of Lavender Tower to save Mr. Fuji. This is important because Mr. Fuji will give us the Pokeflute, which moves a sleeping Snorlax, blocking the path at the junction where it meets Route 11. After obtaining the Pokeflute, we'll head towards Saffron City to face Sabrina, who specializes in Psychic types. But before we head towards the 5th gym, we should have around 40,000 if you had battled all the trainers. Here, we will want to go into the player market and search for bikes to see if they are any cheaper than 50,000. Luckily, there was one for 40,000 which I bought. If you don't see one, you can always go into trade chat or buy a bike voucher, which is normally the same price, or you can earn enough cash to buy a bike from the bike store in Cerulean City for $50,000. With a bike, we can now move around the map twice as fast. There is a bit of a maze in the gym. I'll post a picture from the guide, but by now, if your Gyarados has the move Crunch/Bite, it should be able to sweep a gym. However, be careful as your Alakazam can most likely outspeed you. And with that, we've earned our 5th gym badge. After defeating Sabrina, we will make our way towards Vermillion City, where the guards will have cleared the path, allowing us to avoid the tunnel. From there, our next destination is Route 11, followed by Route 12. If you didn't get the Pokeflute, there will be a massive Snorlax that will block you from advancing to Route 12. As we continue to make our way through Route 13, 14 and 15, before we know it, we arrive at the next challenge, Fuchsia City, where Koga, a poison type specialist, awaits us. The gym's puzzle isn't overly complicated, and I'll display a picture on screen for reference. But I did accidentally challenge Koga with 50% health on my Gyarados, but this proved not to be an issue as Crunch and Thrash dealt with most of his Pokemon while Aqua Tower dealt with his Nidoking. And with that, we've earned our 6th gym badge. Before we leave Fuchsia City, obtaining HM Silph is necessary, requiring us to pay 20,000 to enter the Kanto Safari Zone. Once inside the Safari Zone, if our fishing level is 15, we have a chance to fish for a Dratini, which evolves into Dragonite. However, a Kanto Safari ticket only lasts for 24 hours, so if you want to stay and hunt for other Pokemon, you can. If you only want to obtain HM Silph, we can just simply head south towards Darren to claim it. Once we have HM Silph, we'll head down towards Route 19 and surf towards Seafoam Island. Using repels here is a good idea, but once we arrive at Seafoam Cave, I'll again put up pictures from the guide. Once we're out, we will head towards Cinnabar Island, where the next gym, Blaine, specializes in fire type Pokemon. The gym is currently locked and requires us to go into the Pokemon Mansion to retrieve it. Just be careful as Scientist Chase has a super speedy Electrode, so Gyarados might have a hard time. Once we have obtained the key, we can finally enter the gym and take on Blaine. Blaine shouldn't be too much of an issue as Gyarados is a water type, right? Oh well, back to fishing. 10 minutes later and we're back with the best move Gyarados can ever learn, Dragon Dance. With this, we can finally outspeed Pokemon that don't have priority moves and... oh! Okay, that's fine, as long as this hit. Luckily, we still managed to beat the gym. And with that, we've earned our 7th gym badge. We will now head up and surf towards Viridian City, where the last gym awaits us. Giovanni, who is a ground type specialist. Gyarados should perform well, but it's worth noting that most ground type Pokemon will also have powerful rock type moves that can be dangerous for Gyarados. So before I could set up a Dragon Dance, I made the wise choice to use Aqua Tail and... okay, no surprises there. I ended up nearly beating the gym, but his Nidoking ended up outspeeding my Gyarados. Round 2, I ended up leading with my Servant as Mega Drain did 4 times damage, which enabled me to set up Dragon Dance on his Marrow, therefore sweeping his whole team. And with that, we've earned our 8th gym badge. Once we have all 8 gym badges, we'll head left towards Route 22 into the Pokemon League Gate, where we'll head up towards Kanto Victoria Road. Try not to faint while on Victory Road because you'll get teleported right back towards the Viridian PC. Again, I'll post pictures. After my lunch break, I thought it would be a good idea to catch a sturdy Graveler with Stealth Rocks. The sturdy ability allows Graveler to live on 1 HP when full HP, so it can always get off Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks are critical as it helps us dealing with Lapras, Dragonite, and eventually most of the champions Pokemon, allowing Gyarados to sweep more easily. Once we have reached Indigo Plateau, it is important to stock up on revives and potions, as we won't be able to go back out and heal. As we enter the Elite Four, Lorelei is our first trainer who specializes in ice. We shall lead with Graveler to set up Stealth Rocks, then switch into Gyarados and do 2 Dragon Dances on his Dewgong, or else his Lapras will live a crunch and kill us with Thunderbolt. Lorelei is actually the hardest Elite Four member, as Dewgong can freeze our Gyarados with Ice Beam and the tankiness of Lapras. Our +3 attack Gyarados with Stealth Rocks will allow us to one-hit Lapras, and the rest of the team should be sweet with Crunch. Bruno is our second trainer who specializes in fighting, but for some reason has 2 Onyxes and a Diglett. We will first lead with Graveler for Stealth Rocks, then we can set up Dragon Dance on Gyarados, as long as we don't get crit by Stone Edge. After that, we just pray that Aqua Tail hits. We want to be using Aqua Tail, as in Pokemon games, when a Pokemon uses a move that matches its own type, it receives a damage bonus known as Stab, which deals more damage. We can use other moves later on, once we have the attack bonus if you want to be more safe. Agatha is our third trainer who specializes in Ghost. Agatha is by far the easiest Elite Four member, as you don't need Stealth Rocks, so you can lead with Gyarados, do 1 Dragon Dance and sweep with Crunch, while Ice Fanging the Golbat. Lance is our fourth trainer who specializes in Dragon types. We definitely want to have Stealth Rock present to ensure that we kill Dragonite. I wasn't too sure if it had the ability multi-scale, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Lance's Gyarados does have Thrash, but with some luck, we can set up once and kill it before it does too much damage, which allows us to take a hit from Kingdra if he switches into him. The rest should be a sweep if Ice Fang hits. The final Elite Four member is our rival, who has all types of Pokemon. Again, we will set up Stealth Rocks, and this battle should be relatively straightforward. We can set up twice with Gyarados if he uses Fly, or even once is fine. And the rest should be a I really shouldn't be surprised anymore. Yeah, in this situation, you could refresh the page and re-challenge him, but I didn't have any more revives or potions, so I had to take the L and restart. The worst part is, you have to wait 25 minutes before you can retry. On to my second attempt. Okay, we are setting up Dragon Dance. Oh. Okay, on to our third attempt. Wait, why did I not set up Stealth? After waiting a whole hour, I got so mad that Aqua Tail didn't hit. I went on my main account, brought HM Waterfall, and ended up teaching it to the Gyarados. As a newer player, you won't be able to teach Gyarados Waterfall, but you can always ask someone nicely in chat if they are willing to do so. Just to make sure it's someone trustworthy, or else they're going to run away with your Gyarados. But after the Gyarados got taught Waterfall, it was all over for the Elite Four members. And congratulations, you have been in the Kanto Elite Four. Hey everyone, I just want to thank you guys for watching the video. Sorry I haven't uploaded a video since last year, but I'll try creating more content this year. If you would like to see a walkthrough through Johto, please let me know down in the comments. But again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.